morning from just across Corpus Christi Bay. We're coming to you live from the home of the Wildcats at what feels like a college facility. And it's a bright sunny day, but it's a beautiful day for baseball. And the pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius is coming up right after this. Thanks for joining us for Saturday Morning Baseball. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Time for some Saturday morning tournament baseball, and Zach Arnold Productions has the coverage for you again. This is the final day of the Corpus Christi Coaches Association BSN tournament. Arlington has split both of the previous days and are looking to end the tournament on a high note, and they'll be sending a lot of seniors out into the field, and some of them young men who don't typically get a whole lot of playing time. So we're excited to see what they're capable of as they face off against the Gregory-Portland Wildcats just across the bridge from Corpus Christi, part of District 29-5A that plays with all of those other Corpus Christi schools, along with my wife Edna keeping track of the camera and producer mom Patsy and Pops to my right. Pops, this ballpark reminds me of Dallas Baptist University. The facilities here are impeccable.
That's very comparable. I was talking to Coach Barrientos when we walked in. I said, this is a nicer facility than all of Arlington High School, the whole facility.
The entire high school.
Yeah, and it's better than a lot of minor league parks. I mean, the San Antonio Missions play in a much dumpier facility than this grand facility here in
Gregory-Portland.
Gregory-Portland. I got to get them right, in the right order.
Well, I think we're in the city of Portland.
Yep.
But it's Gregory-Portland ISD and the Gregory-Portland Wildcats. They use the initials GP, much like the Grand Prairie Gophers back home, and so it has been a little bit of an adjustment. We found out about this opponent at 10 p.m. last night, and here we are at 9 a.m., less than 12 hours later, set up and put together and ready for baseball. Umpires are coming down the third base line, which is the dugout that Arlington occupies. First base belongs to GP, and the pregame show belongs to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services. They are a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. So don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346. Coach Brian Womack had a really great conversation with him as we were getting lineups this morning. He's very proud of his team's defense. He says that defense and pitching have been two things that surprised and impressed him during this tournament. And he's going to be turning to a senior today in Cody Cleveland, making his first varsity start. He played a lot of innings at JV last year, and the thing that I asked him about was like, what can we look for the most from Cleveland today? And he said he's a strike thrower. He's going to attack the strike zone. He may not beat you with velocity, but he's got a breaking ball and a changeup that just attacks the strike zone. So looking forward to seeing what Cleveland is able to do on the mound. They're facing a Gregory-Portland team that lost to Benbrook yesterday in heartbreaking fashion. Game was tied, and Benbrook plated 3 in the final innings to pull away 8-5. But aside from that, Pops, GP has won every other game in their pool. They come in with a 3-1 record as we hit the getaway morning here on Saturday morning.
Well, and we, like you said, we've seen some really good things from this Colt baseball team. The game that they played first yesterday against TM was just a fantastic ball game. It had every element of exciting baseball and drama in it, including the win there. We saw some new pitchers emerge. We saw the man of steel. Okay, we saw
the man of steel,
the man
with
of
nerves
steel.
of steel.
The nerves of
oh,
steel.
we're gonna have so much fun with his name.
Yeah, we're gonna have a good time with his name. Come in relief, and again, lower velocity but accurate, and did a really good job holding the line. He came into a bases loaded situation in the game against TM and shut the door on them, and then he came in relief also in the second game and went 3 innings, partial inning and 2 full innings, and did a really good job at the end of the ball game yesterday. So we've seen that. We've seen. Joel Gomez has come in and done a good job in relief.
He has.
He had a little bit of trouble at Cabanis on Thursday night, but he came back yesterday and did a good job with them. As the coaches and umpires are meeting together at home plate, they're going to go their separate ways, and the GP team is going to come out on the field here.
I was told not to expect a national anthem today, so we may be just going straight to playing ball here this morning, which is fine with me because the sun's currently in our eyes, and I'd rather get this game on the road so that we have an opportunity to let things elevate for us just a little bit. Quick production note, Pops, if you wouldn't mind handing me that extra sheet that I told you to put away that's inside the computer bag.
Yeah.
I think it might help benefit Mom with a little bit of shade coming off the top of the computer there, because we are looking straight in at the sun and trying to make sure that we produce everything correctly and accurately. Defensively for the Wildcats, Mayer is at first. Chris Grove not in the lineup, but getting the start at second base. Dowell's at third, Guerra's at short, King is in left, Gore is in center, Brooks is in right. The battery for Gregory-Portland behind the plate, an apt name for a catcher. Braylon Dishman will be catching for Patrick Metzler. Metzler on the mound for the Wildcats. Leading off for Arlington, the left fielder, number 17, Payne Cornell. Gannon Howard switching places with him and batting second in center field. Axel Alvarado is the DH today. He'll bat third, and he'll be followed by the catcher, Colin Murphy. We talked about what a utility player he is. We've seen him in the outfield. We've seen him in the infield. Now we see him behind the plate this morning.
He told me in the dugout yesterday the only positions he hasn't played on the team so far is center field and pitcher. Well, everything else he's played. And he's going to start out behind the dish tonight. And he's just a great young man with a fantastic attitude. He just loves playing this game. And he's like, put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
Literally.
He really epitomizes that song because he is everywhere. And we're seeing some other utility players in the game today. You know, we're seeing the Adam Tayara, pitcher yesterday over at third. Jacob Frias has been in right field, left field.
Second base.
Now he's at shortstop. Simon Hercules breaks into the field today finally. Corbin Quiro's been doing a great job running. He's been running the bases like crazy. And now he gets to hold down first base. So some regulars like Cifuentes and Bustamante are getting the day off today, and that's a good thing. They've worked hard this weekend.
They have indeed. Cornell leading things off in the right-handed batter's box. Metzler is ready. The righty turns and fires, and we're underway with a swinging strike one. Fans, a reminder that the first pitch of every game is presented by Modern West. As we open up this game, open up your home to new possibilities with Modern West windows and doors. Smacked right to the shortstop, and it's a line-out 6 for Cornell on pitch number 2.
Sounded really good coming off the bat, but it was an atom ball right at Dominic Guerrero, holding down the shortstop position for the Wildcats.
Do you have the pink slip that we got from Coach Jonesy?
I didn't want it to blow away. Guerra.
There's there's 2 R's in the middle there. Strike one looking to Gannon Howard, batting second here this morning. I keep wanting to say this afternoon, but it's not afternoon. It's 9 a.m. Breaking pitch, too far inside for ball number 1. Mom, the producer, reminding us that we've done all spans of the daylight as strike 2 gets issued. We're covering a 9 a.m. first pitch, and we covered an 8 p.m. first pitch back on Thursday. So we've done literal morning, noon, and night coverage this weekend in Corpus Christi area. That one is going to be a base hit to left field. Bounces in front of the left fielder, King, and Howard is aboard with a 1-out single to left.
You know, Howard did that yesterday. He got a good solid base hit yesterday, so he's finally starting to see the ball, meet bat with ball as he is tuning up here in the tournament season, getting ready for district action, and he takes up first base here to get us started this morning.
That'll take us to arguably the hottest bat of the tournament and the most consistent player in Axel Alvarado, who takes a look at ball one. The other thing that I heard from Coach Womack, Pops, that I'm fiercely proud of, he was talking about how proud he is of his defense. I'm proud of this little nugget that he told me as Axel looks at ball number 2. He has only signaled for one pickoff attempt this entire tournament. Every other pickoff attempt that has come from the mound or from Axel behind the plate has been instinctive. And these young men have been communicating it amongst themselves, anticipating when a runner is too far off of the base path and doing their part internally to try to make those defensive plays.
Little look over at first base at Howard. 3-0 on the batter, Axel.
And he dares him to throw a strike, and he does. It's 3-1.
So I want to follow up on your comment about Axel Alvarado. If we're honest with ourselves, we were a little concerned about the transition from consistent 2 years with Jeremiah Taylor.
3 years.
3 years with JT behind the plate. And what were we going to see in the catcher is Howard takes off for a second, but it's ball 4. I'm impressed.
I am too.
With the defensive ability that we're seeing from Axel Alvarado and the presence on the field. The catcher truly is the captain.
And his on-base percentage.
Yes, the
he's
offense.
Here,
yeah.
He's here this morning as the DH, so he's not going to get a courtesy runner. He's going to have to run today. But the Colts very early have 2 men aboard with 1 out here in the top of the first inning.
He's had 1 pass ball all weekend, and that was one yesterday, and it didn't cost anything. It's just the first time we've seen him let one by him. So excellent defense behind the plate and good instinct, like you said, throwing the ball to second and first base, trying to keep runners honest.
It's ball 1 to the cleanup hitter, Murphy, and that is ball 2. Murphy getting the start behind the plate this morning.
Murph got him a double in yesterday's ball game.
Double here breaks the scoring open. He was swinging for a double there and just got it off of the bottom part of the bat. It'll foul into the backstop and move the count to 2-1.
Just a beautiful morning for baseball here. The huge flags just over the center field wall. I'll give you the dimensions here after this next pitch. Are just gently waving in the breeze for this morning, coming in from the right field fence. That ball's hit to again right in front of the left fielder. It's got a plate 1 run.
Nope.
He threw the stop sign up at the last.
He threw the stop sign. King with a good relay in from left field, but it's 2 singles to left. Murphy's aboard now, and the bases are loaded with 1 out for Arlington to start the game.
So the dimensions here at Wildcat Park, 315 down both lines, 340 to the alley in left, 340 to the alley in right, 385 with a very tall wall in center field. Probably a 20-foot wall out there in center field, but 385 to the fence.
First baseman Corbin Quiros takes a look at a called strike 1 as Metzler drops in a curveball for strike 1.
We mentioned the palatial confines. This is an all-turf field.
Palatial. Oh, you were waiting on that one.
Yeah, including the pitcher's mound. So we have no dirt on here to get the uniforms dirty.
Curveball drops into the bucket on the inside corner again, and it's 0-2. Quiros is the only player in this Colt lineup that has a regular season home run. Did so in the very first game against Aledo. And Metzler will step off the back of the plate. Howard is at third, Alvarado at second, Murphy at first for Corbin Quiros.
Dishman out behind the dish to go talk to his pitcher Metzler, make sure they have their signals correct.
For those 17 or 18 that are tuning in, yes, you are not mistaken. We
It's
are
9
playing.
a.m..
We are playing 9 a.m. baseball. Copy that link and send it to your group chat. It's baseball time in Texas. That curveball is a bit too high. He went almost to the exact same place, tried to elevate it to see if Corbin would offer at it. He did not, and it's 1-2.
Maybe the family and friends can watch the replay a little bit later when they wake up.
Gets him to swing and miss at the slider down and away, and that's 2 away. So now it'll be up to the shortstop, Jacob Frias, who has a triple this season. Got one on day 1 against Falfurious. Digging into the left-handed box here.
Got a base hit late in the game yesterday when he was subbed in for AB. Got him a good solid base hit to right field.
That right-hand side of the plate seems to be getting a lot of calls this morning, as that one is strike number 1 looking.
Frias, a left-handed batting fielder.
Man, he'll chop that one foul, and he's got to defend the plate now with the bases full of Colts.
Umpire inspecting the ball for dirt.
He won't find any. Maybe some tire shreds, depending on what kind of turf they use.
Scuff marks. I don't know. It's habit. It's habit for an umpire.
The 0-2. Swing and a miss.
Metzler's got that curveball working.
And this is something that has plagued Arlington a bit this tournament. They get runners in scoring position and have trouble bringing them home. They leave them loaded here, and it's Arlington nothing. The Wildcats coming up to the plate. This is high school baseball on the ZAP Network, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe & Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe & Peak can help your home. When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Welcome back to Gregory-Portland ISD, home of the Wildcats. Alongside my pops Doug, I'm Zach Arnold, bringing you this final baseball game of the Corpus Christi tournament. Pops, it's been a fun one. I'm a little sad to see it end, but I'm also kind of excited that we're playing a 9 a.m. game and now have the opportunity to maybe enjoy the town of Corpus a little bit outside of a ballpark.
Yeah, it's been a fun trip. It's been nice to be able to get out of town, change the scenery, see all the palm trees, smell the salt air, smell the refinery smoke in the air. It's just what Corpus is, right?
Those refineries are turning into oil money, which can no doubt be the
part of what's going on here
of this beautiful ballpark we've got here.
But I'll tell you, our crew is just really clicking, and there are times where I wistfully think, could we do this full time someday?
Maybe one day.
And how amazing that would be, because with all the different venues and the different places that we've been accommodated to set up, from a press box at Cabinets to the concourse here at GP, we've had a crew that has been able to set things up efficiently and quickly, and even break down quickly and move to another location on Friday night or Thursday night. Thursday night we had to do that.
Day one.
Hot foot move from one place to another, and so it's just been a good experience technologically and production-wise here during this tournament.
We've had no real issues and been able to get everything off the ground as Tristan Gore, the center fielder, leads things off. Cody Cleveland's first pitch to him is high.
You mentioned there's quite a bit of different defense. Corbin Quiros over at first base, Simon Hercules at second, Adam Tyara at third, and Jacob Frias at shortstop makes up your infield. We'll do the outfield after this pitch.
That's ball 2.
Outfield, Payne Cornell in left, Gannon Howard in center, and Julian Valdovinas in right field.
That's who Axel Alvarado is DHing for today, is Valdovinas out in right. Delivers a strike there. It's 2 balls and a strike. Before I forget, a reminder.
We forgot one more position. I'm sorry. The
Murphy.
battery. Murphy behind the plate catching for Cody Cleveland today.
Now the 2-1. That's in play to Valdovinas. He's going to charge up from right field and not going to be able to make the play. Howard will back him up. He's going to make the throw to second, but it's not going to be in time. And Valdovinas tested early by Tristan Gore, and that'll be a double to right field.
Yeah, I'm going to give him a double because that ball was dying on him as he went and dove for it at the last minute.
Oh, yeah, that's not a fielding error. If you're standing directly underneath it,
yeah, and
it bobbles out of your glove, then yes. Fans, the second inning is presented by Pipe and Peak Plumbing. We're in the bottom of the first, but we'll go ahead and say hello to them and give them a little extra love. Call Caleb Renfro for your cast iron replacement specialist needs at 817-807-7069. Serving Arlington for over 16 years and getting a little extra love this morning.
Well, new sponsors, we'd love to have them on board. If you're interested in sponsoring the Colt Baseball or Bowie Volunteer Baseball, hit us up here at Zach Arnold Productions. We'd love to have you on board supporting Arlington ISD Athletics.
Ball number 1 to the second spot hitter, Dominic Guerra. He's got a man in scoring position now with nobody out. And they're going to try the pickoff, and that's going to head to shallow center field. The shortstop, Frias, did not see it, and Gore will move on the error.
E6 on that? It went off his glove.
It felt like a miscommunication.
Yeah.
But yeah, probably a fielding error. It's probably an
Somebody gets an error.
That's probably an E6 as the runner moves down to third.
The runner disappeared.
Did he have to go to the restroom? Where is he?
I don't know. He's over in the left-hand dugout.
He's talking to
He's
Jacob
talking to Frias in Hercules, but there's no runner.
There's no runner at third base. They're all just kind of standing around looking up the baseline for him.
Tristan Gore has disappeared. Is he injured? Oh, Miss Bustamante gave us the information.
Gave us some clarity. We were watching the throw.
We on the throw that came into third, they hit him in the hip.
On the throw. So they're tending to him.
Thank you. We have a great fan base here that helps us see what we can't see. There they are. Redheaded Mr. Gore. Oh, I think he got hit where no ball player wants to get hit.
Nobody wants to be hit there.
Because he's still gasping for air. Sorry. Been there, done that.
Don't want to do it again.
Got a fiery head of red hair under that red helmet. Does Tristan Gore.
I see people that are in the viewer section, but nobody in the chat section yet. Let us know where you're tuning in from. And thank you for joining us on this Saturday morning.
So
it's a 1-0 to Guerra. And now it's 1-1. Gore advances on the E6. Cleveland with the 1-1 delivery. That one's smacked, and that's going to be a base hit to right. Valdovinas picks it up as Guerra rounds first. It's an RBI single, and GP is on the board first on the RBI by Dominic Guerra. That'll take us to the catcher, Braylon Dishman, batting third. He's first pitch swinging to right field. Valdovinas is getting his reps in this morning, and he'll make the grab to collect out number 1. Every piece of contact has gone to right field so far.
Isn't that interesting? I wonder if that's a testament to the velocity of Cody Cleveland, because those left-handed batters are swinging late. They're swinging ahead of it.
They're not timing
They're getting in front of it, and they're pulling it to right field. We'll see if this young man pulls it to left field and gives Cornell some love.
That is ball number 1 to the first baseman, Landon Mayer.
Am I making any sense? They're swinging early.
Landon. Yes, I did spell that right.
Throw over to first, no tag.
Quiros covering first base there. The rest of the order for Gregory-Portland: batting 5th, right fielder Brock Brooks. Batting 6th, third baseman Cole Dowell. Ball 2 high. Batting 7th, the left fielder Colt King. Batting 8th, the DH Dario Del Pino. And the pitcher Patrick Metzler bats for himself, rounding out the order.
They've got some good baseball names on this team.
They do. Brock Brooks.
Colt
King.
Dishman behind the plate.
That's a strike looking there, issued to Mayer, and it moves the count to 2-1.
The scouting report on Cleveland was that he will throw into the strike zone.
He loves to attack the strike zone.
Which means we're going to need good defense behind him today.
Very possible, as this one gets fouled back.
If the Wildcat team puts the ball in play.
There's a few players on this Colt roster that pitch to contact, but as I mentioned during my pregame conversation with Coach Womack, he said the 2 things he was most impressed with were pitching and defense. So even if they do pitch to contact, he trusts the defense behind. Runner goes. That's a pitch inside. Murph's throw is wide, and that'll be a stolen base for Guerra. So he'll move into scoring position, and the count runs full to the cleanup hitter, Mayer. Countdown on the scoreboard: 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Payoff pitch. That's in the air to right field. Valdivinos coming up, making the grab, and the runner will stay put at second base. It's an F9, and it's out number 2 for Brock Brooks. Every piece of contact, everything. A double to right, a single to right, a fly out to right, a fly out to right. I don't think I've ever seen that.
Yeah.
Valdivinos getting the reps
Well,
that he may have lacked for the entire tournament. He's making up for it in this first inning. Strike 1 is issued to the right fielder, Brock Brooks.
We saw quite a string of shots that went right back to the pitcher yesterday.
We
Four plays in a row.
4 outs in a row.
We went back and snagged by AB, and that was a little unusual.
4 consecutive plays to right field here in this bottom of the first. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2 to Brooks. Crossed him up with the off speeder. Couldn't time it or connect properly. The 0-2. Fouled away into the netting. There's an awning here at Wildcat Ballpark as well. We've seen a couple of different awnings here in Corpus Christi ISD. This one,
no giant pillars in front.
This one comes out from behind and stretches over the top instead of pillars down the middle. Speaking of pillars, I need another one for my bed tonight. They're going to check over, and this one's again going to go to center field.
Okay, time to stop doing that.
And the runner is going to move to third base. That one was wide. And Frias wasn't able to catch it. That's an E1 on the throw. So Guerra moves to third on the E1. The 0-2 home. Got him swinging. So the runner at third doesn't even matter as Brock Brooks is retired. And the inning is over, but not before Gregory-Portland opens the scoring with a run on the RBI single to right. We're headed to the second. Colts trail by 1 here on the ZAP Network, presented by John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
Top of the second, getting ready to get underway here in Portland, Texas. Pops, I don't think I even knew that Texas had a Portland until about 10 p.m. last night. I know Portland, Maine, and I know Portland, Oregon, and I know that there's like this grand road trip that people like to take from one Portland to the other. If they want to make it into a triangle, they can come down to Corpus Christi before they go back up to the Pacific Northwest.
There you go. And we were staying close to Cabinets High School in our hotel, and we came down the highway and went across a grand span bridge and then another shorter bridge over the bay. Real pretty drive in.
First pitch is inside to the third baseman, Tayara. 7, 8, 9 in the Colts lineup after they sent 6 to the plate and loaded the bases but couldn't bring a run home. That one's going to be a strike as Metzler straightens it out just a little bit. That first big bridge we went across, we got a great view of the bay. We got a view of the Texas State Aquarium and the USS Lexington, a couple of big highlights in the Corpus area. Speaking of a highlight, there is a base hit up the middle for Tayara, almost taking the head off of Metzler and sending it to shallow center field for a leadoff single.
I'm looking forward to getting a run on the board out there. Their fancy scoreboard has like an 8'1" on their under Wildcats.
It's all digital.
It is.
You get the traditional inning by inning and then ball strike out. But then there's Wildcats and visitors doing their best to not make you feel at home. Bunt is squared up for by Hercules, and that's going to go foul. No, in all serious, though, Coach Jonesy was very, very helpful this morning, and when I got the chance to speak to him, he literally said, whatever you need, and helped us get access to power, get our broadcast tent set up, and we were ready to roll by 9 a.m. Strike is called at the plate, even though Hercules pulled back, and it's 0-2 after the check down to first.
No, it's a beautiful ballpark. Everything about it's beautiful. I mean, I love the giant flags over center field. The scoreboard itself is just dynamic.
Low and inside to Simon, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. I had a chance to take a look at their press area as well, and they've got an entire broadcast room, but trying to get all of our equipment up 2 flights of stairs just did not seem like the best use of our resources as Simon looks at ball 2 here.
The home team has moved all their stuff in and left it there.
Yes.
Once.
yes. And
we're mobile.
That is their right also. This is their ballpark. So there are no complaints there. In fact, if anything, as Simon looks at ball 3, I'm reminded of the ballpark at Dallas Jesuit.
Yes.
As we have set up in concourse cubbies, very similar to this one, just to the side of one of the stairwells that gives access to the second tier. Payoff pitch now to Simon, and he swings and misses at something in the dirt. Probably should have laid off of that, and the golf swing is out number 1 and strikeout number 3 for Metzler.
We are the MASH unit of media broadcasting.
Of baseball, yes.
The M stands for mobile.
MZAP.
Colonel Steele, before he became Colonel Potter from the old MASH series. I just dated myself.
A little bit. Cleveland is batting for himself and will chop that one foul for strike 1. Cornell in the on-deck area. Tyara running at first base, being held there by Mayer. And that one is too low for ball one.
Umbrellas starting to pop out here at Wildcat Stadium. Not for the rain,
For the
for
sun.
the sunshine.
The beating sun. I'm wearing sleeves today because my arms slowly turned red over the last couple of days. Breaking ball doesn't break into the zone, and it moves it to 2-1. Pitcher versus pitcher, Metzler versus Cleveland. And Cleveland's going to smack this to the right center field gap, but it is playable for the center fielder, Gore.
And
they're going to try and do the double up, and they get him on the double play. Everybody thought that one was going to land, including Tyara, and he gets doubled up. It's an F8-3 on the great throw by Gore back to Mayer, and Arlington is retired in unconventional 1-2-3 fashion. But that is going to do it for the top half of the second. To the bottom half of the second frame we go. This is high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com.
Taqueria Taco Express is the official taqueria of Zach Arnold Productions, with locations in Arlington, Grand Prairie, Waxahachie, and a new location opening in Mansfield. Solving your Mexican food craving has never been easier. Visit them on Taco Tuesdays for their special 5 tacos and a large agua fresca for just $10. Find out more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Back to live action here at the home of the Wildcats, Gregory-Portland ISD, District 29-5A. Because of the size of their district, they play some midweek district games during tournament season. So Gregory-Portland is actually 1-0 in 29-5A right now, having defeated the Buccaneers from across the bay.
The Buccaneers. Good place.
There's
Good place for a Buccaneer team.
There's some great names around here.
There's a pirate dinner tour you can get from Port A.
I know my sister has taken that tour. I don't know if I have. 6, 7, 8 spots in the lineup for the Wildcats here. Cole Dowell, Colt King, and Dario Del Pino.
None of us in the booth here blamed Tyara for taking off on that run from first to second base because we were all convinced from where we were sitting that that ball was headed towards the warning
headed
track.
for trouble. I mean, all the credit to Gore for making that catch.
Cleveland with great bat on ball.
As ball number 1 is issued to the third baseman, Dowell.
The only thing we can figure is maybe the air is a little heavier here. And there is a slight breeze blowing in from right field into our face. Could have gotten knocked down by that breeze.
The 2-0 pitch. And that one will drop in for a called strike number 1. That one will get fouled back, and Cleveland able to battle back after being behind 2-0. He evens it at 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man in the bottom of the second, and he's going to lace that one to left field, and that one will drop in for a base hit. Goes into the corner, kind of out of our viewfinder. There's only so much that we have the ability to cover with a single camera, but Dowell able to get a leadoff single to left, picked up there by Cornell, and it's only 1 base for the third baseman. Quiros covering first base now. And they'll check down that way, and he'll get back in plenty of time. Sweeping tag to a man who was already standing on the first base bag. Now they'll throw that direction. Very aware of Dowell's presence on first base there. And that'll be ball 2 at the plate to the left fielder, Colt King. Batting 7th in the lineup this morning. Del Pino and Patrick Metzler, the pitcher, round out the order. That ball is way too high, and it's a 3-0 count.
I got up for just a second to go take a picture. This has got to be Cody Cleveland's dad taking video behind the plate, and he's got this great T-shirt on. There's a quick throw over to first. It says, warm-up partner, pitching machine, baseball critic, full-time dad.
That has to.
I really like it.
That has to be one of those custom jobs. That was a pretty quick tag there by Quiros, but the field umpire says that Dowell was indeed back in time. And that's ball 4, 2 aboard for the DH, Del Pino. Del Pino batting for the second baseman this morning, Chris Grove. And there's 2 men aboard with nobody out, and now Coach Jonesy's going to call time to talk to his DH about possibly laying down a sacrifice bunt to move men into scoring position. Quiros now playing on the infield grass as Frias shades towards second base. That's ball 1, too high to the DH. Cleveland trying to go to the right-hand side of the plate and go into the upper quadrant of the plate. Hasn't quite found those corners of the strike zone yet. Again, high and tight. That's ball 2 to Del Pino. Is he releasing early? Is that his issue? He's releasing too soon and it's going too high. Two and 0. And that's too far inside. 3-0. It's like I said, Pops. He's going high and he's going inside.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, neither one is getting called. 3-0 to Dario Del Pino. Next pitch. That one is at the knees. They'll send it to Quiros. He'll scoop it up without applying the tag to see if the runner at second would advance. He does not. 3-1 to count at the plate to number 4, Del Pino. Hitters count pitch, and he's going to throw over to first. Both runners retreat on that motion from Cleveland off of the mound. Quiros tried a tag. It was unsuccessful. Now the 3-1 home. In the air. Guess where? Right field. Valdivinos coming up to make the grab, and that'll be out number 1. So now the pitcher, Metzler, batting for himself. Trying to help his own cause with the Wildcats currently leading by 1. Breaking ball doesn't break into the zone. It's 1-0. He's trying a different pitch, but still trying to place it. And the placement on that corner just hasn't worked yet. That one's off the end of the bat, headed to shallow right field. This time it's going to be Hercules coming over and making the grab for out number 2. But that one still went to right field.
Good range there by Simon Hercules to get all the way over onto that right field line before bringing that one in, but it was hit rather high. He had plenty of time to get over there.
2 down to the top of the order in Tristan Gore. Got that double to right field to start the bottom of the first. It's got a man in scoring position now as Cleveland steps off of the pitcher's plate.
Portland dugout mimicking the seagulls from Finding Nemo. Lively.
That's very
chatter.
regionally appropriate. First pitch home. Ripped to center field for a base hit. Howard's going to play it on the hop. They're waving the runner from third. The throw to Murphy, and he's not going to be able to make the tag as he slides and stumbles in for run number 2. Dowell with the run scored. It's 2-0 on another double by Tristan Gord, this time to center field. Actually, is that a single and an advance on the throw?
Single in advance.
I think it's a single and an advance, yeah.
Because Gannon Howard played it well and threw it back into the field.
On the hop, and if he had thrown it to second base instead of throwing it home, yeah, that's true. Single and an advance on the throw, but it's still an RBI, and it's 2-0. Foul back into the netting for Dominic Guerra. 2 men in scoring position for number 2 here in inning number 2. Cleveland a glance at the runner at third and comes home with the 0-1. And it comes across the plate after being too high, I guess. 1 ball, 1 strike. Next pitch home. Laced to center field. Gannon Howard camping underneath it, and he'll collect the F8 for out number 3. So the Colts minimize the damage and leave a couple of stranded, but the Wildcats do double their lead. It's now 2-0 through 2 innings here in Gregory-Portland. We'll be back with more Arlington baseball on the ZAP Network, presented by John Wade Roofing after this.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more.
Welcome back to the field here at Gregory-Portland Ballpark. We'd like to remind you as we head into the 3rd inning that the 3rd inning is presented by Field Ops. They do more than just field markings. They also do commercial landscaping. Find out all that John Kling can do by calling 817-908-2194. The 3rd inning presented by Field Ops. And as we head into this top of the 3rd inning, the Colts are going to bring the top of their order for you. Leading off, the number 1 hole hitter, Payne Cornell. On deck, Gannon Howard, and in the hole, Axel Alvarado. 1-2-3 this inning. Cornell, Howard, Alvarado. Score is 2-0. Gregory-Portland Wildcats at this point. Colts looking to do a little offensive damage here as Patrick Metzler takes the mound for his 3rd inning of work here in this morning edition of Zach Arnold Productions, following Colt baseball all the way to Corpus Christi for you. First ball hitting to the third baseman, snag, throws it across the field. Dowell to Mayer for the 6-3 putout. 1 pitch, 1 out.
5-3. But yes, a good backhanded snag by Dowell as he is playing that hot corner and plays it well. Cornell saw a pitch that he liked and tried to send it down that line. But a good backhanded dig there.
That'll bring up Gannon Howard, who got a base hit and made it all the way to third in his first at bat before he got stranded there. First call is a strike. Colts stranded a bases loaded situation in that first inning. The 0-1 pitch is in the dirt. The
Metaphorical.
the brown turf-looking dirt area.
It's just,
One ball, one
it's just
strike.
easier to say
Dirt.
than brown turf.
1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit to the left side, but it's going to go foul.
Big swing. Big swing by Howard there. Shows his power. And now Coach
Jonesy comes
Coach
out.
Jonesy is like, hey, we're gonna go to that side because he pulls it.
Left fielder and center fielder moving over the left side of the field.
Big open space.
1-2 pitch. Curveball gets him looking. That'll bring up Axel Alvarado, the DH today.
I feel like Cody Cleveland's been pitching to that part of the strike zone this morning and hasn't been getting those strike calls.
Axel, left-handed batting DH today. First pitch to him, swung on and hit through the hole in the right side into the right field for a base hit. Axel is just hot.
Chris Grove dove for it, but wasn't able to get it as it goes just under his glove. Brooks recovers, and it's a single to right for Axel, and we'll see if the Colts can have a little two-out rally because Murphy got a single to left in his last at-bat.
Talked to Axel in the dugout yesterday between games, and I just said, commented that he is seeing the ball very well. He's hitting it, and he's drawing walks, as he's done in this game so far. First pitch to Murphy is low for ball 1. Takes off his ankle brace and hands it to Coach Barrientos down there at first base coaching box. 1-0 pitch coming in. Chop back to the pitcher. Throws it over to first base for the out, and the inning is over. The 1-3 putout sends the Colts down with no runs this inning. We'll step aside and visit some of our sponsors who make it possible for us to be here. This is Colt Baseball in Corpus Christi, brought to you by Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience with tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need home and auto, business insurance, or individual or group medical, Chapman Cornelius has knowledgeable agents who will help you select just what you need. Call April Chapman or Jason Ott at 817-265-3346.
Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab leaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
Welcome back to the bottom of the third inning as the PA announcer blares Sweet Home Alabama, crowd favorite at any ball game or sporting event. Cody Cleveland on for his third inning of work, and the Gregory-Portland Wildcats will be sending up their 3, 4, 5 hitters to the plate this inning. Leading off, Braylon Dishman, the catcher. On deck, Landon Mayer, the first baseman. And starting off in the hole, Brock Brooks, the right fielder for the Wildcats today. Dishman, Mayer, Brooks, 1, 2, 3 to start off the third inning. Score on the scoreboard is 2-0 Gregory-Portland. They have kind of a big GP logo in the behind home plate here, kind of like the Grand Prairie Gophers.
We keep saying Gregory P, and I keep wanting to say Gregory Peck.
And I keep wanting to just say Grand Prairie, but it's red. It's not blue, and
It's
they're
not
Wildcats and not Gophers. I think Wildcats eat Gophers for breakfast. As we're here in this breakfast time game today on a warm, sunny Saturday. You know, we usually go. We have several years we've gone to the tournament in Austin, and we're often wearing coats and hoodies and pocket hand warmers. It's chilly. Not so here in Corpus, and I think that's why Coach moved the team down here for this tournament.
He may have.
First pitch from Cleveland. A little bit low and inside for ball one. Braylon Dishman looks at that one. Flight out to right field, his first at bat.
You know, Pops, there are baseball teams, collegiate baseball teams that play in the Midwest, and their season starts in February like ours, as Cody delivers a strike there. And they have to play in tournaments in places like Texas and Florida to start their season because their ball fields are snowed under.
Yep. 1-1 pitch, a little bit low and outside. Count goes to 2 balls and 1 strike on Dishman. It's been nice, warm, sunny weather here. We've enjoyed it. That called strike 2, hits that low outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes on the leadoff batter, Braylon Dishman. Two delivery. Swung on and hit to the left side. Drawing a bead on it is Payne Cornell and puts it away for out number 1. The F7 will lead us to the second batter in the inning, Landon Mayer.
An F9 and then an F7 for Dishman. His next at-bat needs to be to center field.
Should be some sort of award or a prize for.
Oh, here comes some cloud cover.
Yeah, that's kind of nice. One little poofy cloud.
Ooh, yes.
Landon Mayer with a fly to 9, his first time at bat, and he skies this one to the right side, but it's going to go well foul for a long strike. Mayer holding down first base for the Wildcats today, which is easier to say than Gregory-Portland.
Yeah, we keep saying Wildcats and GP. But we do have it correct on the scoreboard. A little score bug that we made.
That pitch a little bit outside, evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cleveland in the wind, and his delivery is low for ball 2. Skips in front of the catcher today, Colin Murphy, giving Axel Alvarado a little break today and getting some valuable time as the backup catcher. The ultimate utility player is Murphy. That ball gets away from him to the backstop. Decent sized backstop here, bigger, more distance than Arlington.
Not as far as TM.
Not as far as Bowie or Lamar.
And not as far as TM yesterday either.
Correct. TM had a little bit more space.
I would say 12 to 14 feet at the most. I don't think even a full 15 would qualify.
It's actually comparable to Grand Prairie's part. That ball fell back into the netting.
We're just going to keep making GP references.
I can't help it. Look at this. It's a nice. Yeah, Mom, the producer says even the font they use looks like Grand Prairie. We love our Gophers. That ball hit to the shortstop area where Frias boots it into left field.
E6.
Yep. So Mayer aboard. That takes us to the right fielder, Brock Brooks. Another one of those good baseball names today. Brooks struck out his first time at bat to end the first inning. Cleveland with that 1 strikeout to his credit so far today. 1 out, 1 runner at first. Throw over to first. Quiros applies the tag over there. Quiros giving Cifuentes the day off at first base. Cleveland taking a long time I'm not sure if the umpire granted time or not.
Yeah, he did.
So that was a no pitch.
That's a no pitch, but Cleveland continued his motion anyway and then kind of flapped his arms like, what's the deal?
Yeah, the batter asked for time at the very last second. I heard the verbal from the umpire. So still a no count. That one swung on. Oh, and
Nope,
now they
that's a
call a
balk.
balk. Oh, they called a double move. Cleveland came set, and then he bumped again from the motion from the field umpire. He came set, and then he motioned again and came set. So it's a double set, and that's a balk, and it moved the runner from first to second. And it is a dead ball on the balk, so that foul ball didn't even count.
Nope. So it's still a 0-0.
So the essential first pitch coming in to Brooks, and it dinks off his bat, foul.
Off of the umpire's mask as well.
He was trying to get out of the way of the inside pitch. It was a hanging curveball that wasn't breaking, and as Brooks backed away, the ball went off his bat and off the umpire, and it's just a funny-looking strike.
Funny looking.
Odd, unusual, out of the ordinary.
Okay, thesaurus.
Well, it's just taken us a long time to get to one strike here.
Instead of Pops the voice, it's Pops thesaurus.
Oh, that curveball stayed high. 1-1 the count on Brooks. Cleveland takes a look at second at Landon Mayer back there. Curveball is swung on.
He went around,
Yep.
and he regretted it.
Brooks wanted that one bad, and then he saw how high it was hanging and tried to hold up, but he couldn't. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count now on the right fielder. Cleveland's 1-2 pitch.
Runner goes.
Struck him out. Has to tag him. The ball gets away from Murphy. He jumps up and tags. Runner does straight steal from second to third. But there is an out in Brock Brooks. And that'll take us to the 6-hole hitter, Cole Dowell, holding down the hot corner at third base today for the Wildcats.
2 strikeouts for Cody Cleveland, both of them at Brooks's expense.
Yeah. Cole Dowell got a base hit his first time out and scored one of the Wildcat runs last inning. First pitch from Cleveland is a called strike 1. Runner at third base now in scoring position with only one out. Nope, 2 outs now.
2 outs now after the strikeout.
My bad. 2 outs after the strikeout. That's been a strike today.
That has been a strike. That was at the knees.
Umpire felt it was low, I guess. 1 ball, 1 strike to the batter, Dowell. Cleveland comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and hit no man's land behind second base, but Murphy gets Hercules roams over and makes the grab for the third out.
Honey, you mean Huncules.
Huncules.
We'll
leave that one right there.
That's the Disney movie
Yeah.
nerd in me as we head to the 4th inning here on the ZAP Network. We're having fun on this Saturday morning. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Modern West Windows and Doors invites you to see the difference. Whether you need sliding doors, bay windows, or just need a more modern look, Modern West has options to fit both your style and budget. Stop by the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth to see for yourself, or call 682-255-6094 for more information.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
I know it. Welcome back to the top of the 4th inning as the Colts get ready to try and generate some offense against Patrick Metzler. We'd like to remind you that as we start the 4th inning, this 4th inning is presented by Trinity Logistics Services. Don't let hauling be a hassle. Trinity has dumpsters that fit any size project, and they can drop off and pick up, so you can focus on cleaning up for a win for your home or business. Call Chet Soto at 817-693-1000 1302 for more info. I like that. They'll deliver it so you can clean up and you don't have to worry about getting rid of it. Fourth inning brought to you by Trinity Logistics Services.
Yeah, Chet Soto was a big helper in our football season last year. Excited to have him and his company back. He says that they have 10, 20, and 30-foot dumpsters that they can drop and pick up at commercial or residential locations. So if you ever have any water damage, or maybe you need your roof replaced, or if you have any issues at all that you need just a major overhaul for, Trinity Logistics are the people you need to get in touch with.
Corbin Quiros leading off for the Colts here. Number 5 hole hitter. Quiros, Frias on deck, Tyara in the hole. 0-1 count. Curveball swung on and missed wildly by Quiros.
He had a big hack, but he didn't quite time it. I saw the intent,
Yeah.
and if you do time it right, that's going to the gap.
0-2 pitch. Another curveball that breaks a little bit in front of the plate for a 1-ball count. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the leadoff batter here in the top of the 4th, Corbin Quiros. Corbin playing first base today in place of Cifuentes, giving Noah the day off. That one a little bit high. He kind of thought about it, flinched a little bit, but held back. Evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two-two count. Swung on and hit to the left side. The Dowell, the third baseman, gathers it, throws it across the field for the out.
Quiros tried to leg that one out. He hustled down that baseline. I like the hustle. I like the intent. Because if you don't have a strong enough arm in that hot corner, you can get an infield single out of this.
That'll bring up Jacob Frias, the shortstop for today's ball game. 1 out in the inning, nobody on. Metzler's wind and pitch a little bit low for ball 1. Frias had some good hits up there in his pinch hitting appearances. Big triple over at TM Ballpark yesterday. That pitch may have been inside. We can't quite see the inside-outside edges of the plate from our vantage point here at Wildcat Ballpark. Counts 2-0 for Jacob Frias. Metzler winds in the 2-0 pitch. Another called ball by the umpire.
Yeah, if you take a look at your screen and go to the bottom left corner where the score bug is, you'll see a little black tent sitting behind that score bug. That is where we're set up for the morning.
That one looked outside, but it gets called a strike. 3 balls and 1 strike now to the second hitter of the inning, Jacob Frias. Struck out his last time at bat. The 3-1 hitter's pitch. Swung on and missed. Count runs full. Metzler has worked all the way back from 3-0 to full count 3-2 on Jacob Frias. The wind and the payoff pitch. Swung on and hit to second base. Grove able to field it. Gets it over to first and throws it away in the dugout. Frias turns the base, heading for second. He's going to dive in there with a base hit and then an error on the fielder.
No, he would have been out if that was a clean play.
Well, he threw it wide of the bag.
He threw it wide of the bag, which gave him the extra base, but he wouldn't have even reached first if that was a clean throw.
True.
So he's got both bases on an E4.
Nevertheless, the Colts have a runner as far as second base. Had the bases loaded in the first inning. Now Frias is the next runner at second. And 1 out in the inning. That brings up Adam Tyara. Tyara got a base hit in the last inning and got rounded first base and got to first. And on a long fly ball, got tagged. Hot one to third base. He dives, gobbles it up, throws all the way across, and is able to make the out. Even after bobbling it.
Another sharp play to the hot corner, and Dowell is covering it extremely well for the Wildcats, and that leaves the runner at second base.
That was a tough play for the third baseman, Dowell, and so we're going to give credit where athletic credit is due there on the hot shot off Tyara's bat. That'll bring up Simon Hercules, maker of the last out of the last inning. Nice solid hit out to second base, but made easily and thrown out for the end of the inning on the 4-3. We hit the middle of the fourth inning. As we see these final innings unfold, Modern West invites you to see the difference new windows can make in your home. Visit modernwestwindows.com to learn more about the sponsors of ZAP fourth inning stretch. Back right after this.
When your high school field needs to look game ready, trust John Kling and the pros at Field Ops North Texas. This veteran-owned team delivers fast turnaround and long-lasting field striping for football, soccer, lacrosse, and more, using professional-grade paint and equipment. Field Ops proudly serves schools and communities across North Texas, helping student-athletes compete on fields that look as good as they play. Get a free quote today by visiting gofieldops.com/north-texas.
Navigating Medicare options isn't easy. Hi, I'm Patsy Arnold, and when the time came to navigate my options, I went to Chapman Cornelius. They helped me find the best plan for my needs, quoted me life insurance options, and guided me in making my decisions every step of the way. They want to do the same for you, so give them a call at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
Bottom of the fourth, getting ready to get underway here. Cody Cleveland back out for another inning of work, but a couple of defensive changes for Arlington in the field. Switching from left field to right field are both of Arlington's outfielders. Valdivinas moves from right to left. Kernal moves from left to right. And taking over at first base, number 26, Noah Cifuentes.
Rest of the infield stays the same. Tyler at third, Frias at short, Hercules at second. The Wildcats will be bringing up the bottom of their lineup to the plate this inning. 7, 8, 9 hitters. Colt King leading off. Dariel Del Pino, the designated hitter, on deck. And in the hole, Patrick Metzler, the pitcher. 1, 2, 3. King, Del Pino, Metzler this inning. Cody Cleveland on for his fourth inning of work. Swung on and fouled back into the netting as Coach just now makes it out on the field to get to his third base. Coach Jonesy tosses the ball back to Coach Cody Cleveland.
To Coach Cody Cleveland. Maybe he'll be a coach one day.
0-1 on the batter, Colt King. That ball swung on and looped into no man's land over Frias' head. That's a Texas leaguer that just falls in front of Valdivinas and just beyond Frias. Really no way anybody could get to that one.
Just a bloop single.
Yep. Kind of an excuse me, extended bat on ball contact hit. And that'll bring up the second batter of the inning, number 4, Dario Del Pino, today hitting in the DH spot for the Wildcats. That ball skied to right field. Kernal getting under it, making a throw back to first base, but he throws it away. It gets off of Cifuentes' glove and doesn't go to the dugout, so it keeps the runner at first base. But the long, high fly to the new right fielder, Kernal, is the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the pitcher, Patrick Metzler. Flied out to second base his first time at bat. This is his second appearance at the plate this afternoon. Throw over to first base. Cifuentes snags it but doesn't apply a tag. That ball fouled off to the right side. 1 strike on the batter. Cleveland able to hold the Wildcats scoreless in the last inning. Looking for a repeat performance here. A little bit high and a throw down from Murphy. Murphy doing the catching duties today. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter at the plate. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out, 1 runner at first. Ace is wild here in the bottom of the fourth inning. Curveball loop to right field. It's going to be near the right field line. Simon Hercules comes over, makes the basket catch. They try to get the runner doubled off at first.
Looks
And
like they
he
did
is
not.
safe.
Not by much.
Coach Jonesy not happy that the runner strayed off and made it even that close. Barking across the field at his player to, on that high of a pop-up, stay a little bit closer.
And I've been very impressed with Hercules' range at second base. He has made a couple of those plays on the right field line and in shallow right field. A couple of routine plays that have not been anywhere close.
Takes us back to the top of the order with 2 outs now. Tristan Gore, the center fielder, got a double and a single so far in his first 2 appearances. Scored the first run of the game. 1 strike here on him. Timeout called by Murphy. Trying to get the right call in from the dugout from Coach Womack. That would be why Murphy would call a timeout. Pitch home, runner goes to second. Murphy's throw down is to the left side of the bag. Frias plays it cleanly, but off the bag, and the runner gets a stolen base. So Colt King down to second on the stolen base. Count is even at 1-1 at the plate on Tristan Gore. Now with a runner in scoring position and 2 outs, the pitch swung on and missed at the plate. Count runs to 1 ball and 2 strikes as Cleveland is pitching ahead in the count here. Trying to set Gore down and keep a goose egg for this half inning. Seems like Cleveland's getting a little bit stronger as he goes through the game.
I think part of it is he's finally finding the strike zone.
Swung on and missed on that curveball. Murphy drops it just for a second, tags out the batter as he walks away, and that's a strikeout to end this bottom of the 4th inning with a goose egg, just as we wanted.
We're going to the top of the 5th, but before we do that, we want to extend our thank you to the people that helped make this tournament coverage possible, including the team at Romy Pools and Roberto Robledo, Jake and Sharon Damon, Annie Madden, Armando de Ercol, Elijah Slade, Taylor Steele, Clark Hercules, Eric Bouchel, and Kirsten Aguinaga. Their coverage helps make this possible, and if you enjoyed our coverage of Corpus Christi or are going to be tuning into any of the games that we do for Arlington or Bowie, please consider scanning the QR code on your screen or sending a Venmo tip to the username at Zach the Voice. People had to take time off from work to go do this. We have to cover expenses for meals and travel and lodging and all that sort of thing. So your help is greatly appreciated. But thank you to these people who helped get the ball rolling. And if you enjoyed our coverage, please consider sending a tip. We'll be back after this.
Modern West Windows and Doors is a partner of the ZAP network. They're also partnered with trusted industry leaders like Lowen, Weather Shield, and Simpus to guarantee quality product and installation. Whether you're searching for new concepts for your entryway, living room, dining room, bedroom, or even a workshop, Modern West has the solutions you're looking for. Visit the showroom at 1211 6th Avenue in Fort Worth or visit modernwestwindows.com. Whenever a plumbing problem hits your home, experience matters. Pipe and Peak is a family-owned residential plumbing company with 16 years of experience that you can trust. They handle everything from yard leaks and slab leaks to tunnel work, and they're specialists in replacing old cast iron pipe. No job is too big or too small, and their pricing stays competitive. If you're seeing signs of aging pipes, now's the time to act. Send an email to Caleb Renfro to see how Pipe and Peak can help your home.
On to the 5th inning here after we've played just over an hour here at Wildcat Ballpark. 10-10 the time, 2-0 the score as Cody Cleveland leads things off and sends that foul down the first baseline. Cleveland had some very strong contact that looked like it was headed to the right center field gap. And now he's squaring up to bunt, and he'll try to leg this one out. It's going to be a tough play at first, and I don't think he's going to get there. A little trickeration from 15, and he finds his way aboard.
Slight bobble on the pickup by Metzler, but still a great effort by Cody Cleveland to hoof it down the line and leg that one out for a base hit.
I'm going to give him a clean single on the bunt there. I mean, yes, there was a bobble, but what a great play call. Nobody was anticipating it. Nobody was in position, and he was hustling down that first baseline.
Yep, he was moving. Top of the order.
Carnal now in right field, takes a look at a fastball inside for ball one. Mayer covering Cleveland over at first, running for himself. No courtesy runner, even though one is eligible for the pitcher. Obviously, with the legs he's got, he doesn't need help. That one's sharply hit to the hot corner and again snagged. The only play is to first, and it is not in time. Arlington keeps sending it down the hot corner. Dowell keeps fielding it. But this time they say Carnal made it, but Coach Jonesy wants to come have a word with the field umpire.
He wants him to appeal to first to see if the foot was pulled off the bag.
From our vantage point, it did not look like it was. But he's trying to make his case, trying to ask for an appeal, and a little bit of a groan indicates that
didn't get his way.
He's not going to have a successful appeal, and the Colts have 2 men aboard on a couple of infield singles. Or is that going to be an E5 on the throw?
No, that was a hot hit.
I'm inclined to go single.
Very difficult snag there at third. It was just a little bit late. It's not an error. Wasn't a throwaway.
Bunt up the baseline, and this is well played. Howard's only play is at first. They're going to throw back to third, and now they're going to send the runner home. The errant throw is going to put the Colts on the board, and they're going to go for the tie. Here comes Cleveland, and it's 2-2 on the errant throw. Gannon Howard able to lay down a beautiful sacrifice. The only play was for the tag up the baseline, going up first.
Jonesy's hot.
And now the throw goes wide of the third baseman Dowell, and it plates 2 runs, and Arlington has tied it up here in the top of the 5th.
Pitcher bounced off the mound, fielded the ball, made the play on Howard, and then overthrew third, and all heck broke out.
So it's a 1 unassisted, but then he also
you give E1s to both runners
but
scoring.
also scores on the E1. So Cornell scores on the E1 and Cleveland scores on the E1. And
hey, look at that scoreboard. We got an 8'2" out there.
Well, we got a couple of 2s on our ZAP scorebug as well. But yeah, from even if you're watching on your phone, you look out to right field, you can see those Comic Sans.
It's a
2s.
beautiful, beautiful scoreboard. It's just really big.
Arlington with a little bit of momentum now as they play small ball. The only time the ball left the infield was on the errant throw by Metzler.
Yeah.
Axel Alvarado has reached base twice, a walk and a single to right. Bases are clear for him now as he takes a look at a ball here. It might be a 2-ball count. Scoreboard that we were giving praise to may be a little bit behind. We'll wait for the umpire's confirmation, but I believe this is a 3-0 count. If he goes down to first base on a ball here, we'll know for sure. That one drops in. Curveball breaks its way into the strike zone.
It is 3-1.
And there it is. There is the 3 signal. So
Mom the voice is right.
Mom, the producer, had it right. Hot shot. This one's going to be playable for Grove, and he'll flip it to first. And that's the first time Axel is retired this morning. 4-3 put out, but he's making solid contact. And that'll take us to Murph. Got a single to left in his first at-bat. Skying this one to center field. It's going to bloop towards the shallow outfield. And the right fielder, Brooks, is able to make the catch for out number 3. But not before Arlington gets a couple of base hits to the infield. Howard lays down the perfect sacrifice up the first baseline, and then they get a little bit of help on the errant throw by Metzler. Regardless, it's a brand new ball game as we go to the bottom of the 5th at 2 apiece here at Wildcat Ballpark on the ZAP Network. We'll be right back.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de ZAP Arnold Productions. Con un amplio y auténtico menú, satisface tus antojos o prepara tu próximo evento con nosotros. Visítanos todos los martes para disfrutar de Taco Tuesday con 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrar sucursales cercanas o hacer pedidos en línea, visita taqueriatacoexpress.com.
Pops, that was an exciting top half of the 5th. I'm looking forward to seeing if the Colts can carry that momentum here in the late stages of this game. 10:15 is the time. We started at 9. We'll play till 11. And then there's another game coming up after us as we see the next team headed to the first base dugout. No doubt there's somebody headed behind Arlington's third base dugout. We just can't see them from our vantage point.
You know, I'm going to comment on that aggressive base running. We've seen that from Coach Womack so far this year. He could have held up that second runner, but he just kept the windmill turning and plated both of those runs. It's a split-second decision he has to make. And with that ball rolling around down there in the left field line near the fence, he decided to go ahead and send that second runner, and I like the call. Even if he had been out, because it was a fairly close play. The ball was back in the infield. I still like the call, but we got fortunate and the game's tied up.
Late in the ball game, too. We may play the full 7 just on how fast this game has gone. We're already in the bottom of the 5th with another 40-plus minutes of game time left. It'll be the 2, 3, 4 spots in the Gregory-Portland lineup. Dominic Guerra, Braylon Dishman, and Landon Mayer due up for the Wildcats. Pops, here's a little fun tidbit for you. During this tournament play, the Wildcats actually had to play Corpus Christi Veterans Memorial, who is a District 29 5A opponent. And in that ball game, as ball 1 is looked at here, Gregory-Portland actually handed Veterans their first loss of the season during tournament, but it won't count towards their district record.
That was my next question. Was it
does not
official
count,
district game?
Does not count as an official district game, but you do familiarize yourself with a district opponent that way. And it hands Veterans their first loss of the year. It would be the equivalent of if Arlington had played South Grand Prairie or Martin, who was previously undefeated heading into that game. You beat a district rival, and you're just doing it for bragging rights. As this high pop-up goes into the glove of Hercules for out number 1. Simon has played very, very well this morning.
Yeah, drawing a good beat on the ball, seeing it off the bat, running from his position at second base all the way over to the first base line to basket catch some pop-ups in foul territory. Showing some good range and good eye on the ball.
1 away for Braylon Dishman. And that is strike 1 here to 13.
It's over in the next county, but the bullpen is active for Gregory-Portland.
High and tight. Yeah, it's out in
out in right field.
It's out in the right field wall.
No, that's us.
That is our
GP.
game. That is a GP opponent. Lace down the left field line. That could be trouble.
Foul.
Foul, says the home plate umpire. Not by much. I believe I see a 10 on the jersey there, Pops.
And there's no 10 on the lineup for
Is
them.
it? Yeah, there is.
Oh, Cole Dowell is
Cole
out there.
Dowell playing in the field right now.
Sure enough.
Taking some reps in the bullpen.
Just something to keep an eye on. See if they replace Metzler late
See
in the
if,
game.
see if we get a new pitcher coming down
Down
the
the
pipe.
pipe.
It's a very long pipe from 300+ feet away. 1 ball and 2 strikes at the plate, and it's 2-2 now to Dishman. Colts could play for the tie, but we have enough time to see if we can sneak one out on getaway day. Tapper foul, and the at-bat stays alive. It'd be really cool to see this team finish with a winning record in tournament. They went 2-3 in their first week's tournament. They have the Drew Medford Memorial next week with 4 games of their 5 being played at Birdville High School. That one's fouled back. Jot Holly lives in that Birdville-Haltom area, so he'll be on the call for Arlington's tournament games next week, likely with Cameron Wilcox. The two of them were on the call for our first Bowie baseball games of the season yesterday. I'll be on the call for the Volunteers tournaments next week, as that one is ball 3 high. But all of those games will be provided here on the ZAP network, so go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already so that you can get alerts for when all of those games go live and you can tune in to your favorite AISD squad. Time is called at the plate by Dishman.
Not only does Dishman have a great baseball name, he's got a great number. He chose number 13. You know, baseball players are traditionally a little superstitious. It's kind of cool to see Dishman embracing that number 13.
Payoff pitch is lofted to left field. Valdivinas on his horse to the wall, and it's off of the wall. About a foot away from being a home run for Dishman, and the Colts are lucky that it's just a long one-out double to left field.
I think Dishman lost it in the sunlight out there.
Valdivinas.
Valdivinas, I'm sorry, Dishman's the runner. I think Valdivinas lost it off the wall out there as he...
Courtesy runner for the man with the big bat.
Number 3, Elijah Hill, now running at second base.
A lot of cheering fans here at Wildcat Ballpark thought that maybe that one was going to be gone.
Coach Womack out to visit with his pitcher and his infield.
And I think he made a signal to the bullpen. The ball is going to be handed to Cody Cleveland. He went a strong 4 1/3, and his team provided enough run support to give him a tie ball game, but not enough for the lead. So a new pitcher coming down the pipe, presented by Pipe and Peak Plumbing when we come back here on ZAP.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0319 or email orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
Ooh, pitching changes presented by Pipe and Peak, serving the Arlington area for over a decade. Arrange a free quote by calling 817-807-7069. Now on the mound for Arlington in spell of Cody Cleveland is the senior number 27, Michael Luna. Luna on the mound for Arlington. And after misreading that play out in left field, Valdivinos' morning is complete, as number 21, Dom Trillo, will take over for him out in left. So the new outfield, Dom Trillo left, Gannon Howard center, Payne Kernal in right. And on the mound, Michael Luna.
Michael Luna, a southpaw.
A southpaw that is going to be headed into the service when this season concludes. Coach Womack told me pregame that he got sworn into the Marine Corps on Tuesday.
Excellent choice for young people these days. Not only will the military service train you, they'll train you and feed you and house you, give you great life experience. They'll also train you in a trade profession, anywhere from medical to policing to mechanics, and then pay for your full ride college after you're done with your military stint as a transition into civilian life.
It's a great opportunity for Luna and a great opportunity to get Arlington out of a little mini jam after the 2-bagger by Dishman. Arlington was able to come back in the top of the 5th and tie the ball game up. You want to preserve that tie to give your players a chance to take the lead late in this ball game, if at all possible.
Mayer stepping to the plate. He's flied to right field and reached on an error so far today. Stranded at third base in the bottom of the 3rd.
Righty hitter facing a lefty pitcher with one away. And that's too low for ball 1. .1 innings for Cody Cleveland this morning with 3 strikeouts to his name. Very solid outing for the young man. Solid contact to the gap. Frias able to fall on it, and that prevents the run from scoring, but it will be a very deep infield single for Mayer.
Frias upset with himself, but that he was covering the runner at second, and the ball was hit into the gap between the third baseman, Tayara, and himself, and he dove for that ball to prevent it from getting to the outfield. And so really it was a pretty good play there. Like you said, a run-preserving play by Jacob Frias.
This is a new batter, I believe, in place of Brock Brooks. 1-7. Do you have a 1-7 on the roster, Pops?
1-7, Corbin Rutherford. Corbin Rutherford.
We'll see if he remains in the game in right field for Brooks, who was 0 for 2 on the morning with a couple of strikeouts. We'll see what kind of productivity Rutherford is able to do with runners on the corners and 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. They'll check on the runner with Luna having the ability to see how far away the runner on first is. Benefit of being a lefty pitcher, you can look straight ahead at that first base runner. First pitch home to Rutherford is in the metaphorical dirt for ball 1. The 1-0 home. That's going to get away from Murphy, and here comes the lead run. Off of Murph's glove, runner scores on the passed ball, and it's 3-2 Wildcats. Runner on first moves down to second as well. That's Mayer now in scoring position. Two and 0 at the plate to Rutherford. And a strike is fired in there by Luna. That one will get fouled out of play, and it moves it to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Big gap on the right side of the infield as Simon Hercules is playing close to the second base bag. Big gap between him and Cifuentes. Another gap on the left side as Frias covers the runner at second.
High and away, a good snag there by Murphy going across his body to prevent Mayer from reaching another 90 feet. Count runs full at the plate to the pinch hitter, Rutherford. Payoff pitch. And that's ball 4. Runner goes. The tag is in time for out number 2. Good zip throw by Murphy. Mayer got a little too greedy and he's gunned down.
Score that a 2-5 put out for the second out. And Rutherford with the walk.
So it's just one man aboard now at first base, with 2 away for Cole Dowell. Got a single to left and scored a run, most recently a strikeout victim. First time facing Luna. And he'll foul that one off for strike 1.
Good throw there by Murphy to get the runner coming in. Tyara with the catch and the tag.
The 0-1 delivery is a little bit outside. That's ball 1. Dowell, the 6-hole hitter in Coach Jonesy's lineup. And they'll check on that runner over at first as Rutherford dives back safely.
Luna's got kind of a sidearm throw from the mound over to first. Sidearm sinker type action. Doesn't use it on his regular pitches.
That's lofted to right field. Kernal giving chase, and he'll make the grab.
Good play by Kernal.
Dowell is retired, but the Wildcats do reclaim the lead. We're headed to the top of the 6th, and Arlington is down 3-2. We'll be back with more high school baseball on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing right after this.
Field Ops North Texas is the trusted name in athletic field marketing for schools, teams, leagues, and tournaments. They even do commercial landscaping. The better question is, what can't they do? With fast turnaround times and proven expertise, they make sure your grounds look unbeatable every time. Call 817-908-2194 to find out more. Looking for a plumber you can rely on? Pipe & Peak handles all your residential plumbing needs. From tunneling and slab bleaks to camera inspection and sewer repair, and even cast iron replacement. They offer competitive pricing and now offer financing to make repairs easier to manage. Family owned and trusted for over 16 years, they treat every home like their own. Call 817-807-7069 to get your free quote and get your plumbing handled right.
To the top of the 6th we go here in Portland, Texas. Gregory-Portland with a 3-2 advantage after scoring a run on a passed ball in the past half inning. Patrick Metzler's back out for another inning of work. We saw the third baseman Dowell taking some warm-up pitches out in the right field bullpen, but he does return to the hot corner, and it'll be Noah Cifuentes leading things off in Corbin Quiros' spot, I believe.
Yes.
So it's just a straight sub, and we've got number 26 batting for 24. Big swing on the first pitch to Cifuentes, can't connect, it's 0-1. I think he was going for that left field fence. And he'll take a look at strike 2. Comes across that right-hand part of the plate. He'll lay off of that one for ball 1. Frias is on deck. Tyara in the hole for Arlington here in the top of the 6th inning. Metzler's delivery. That's a slider that's too low below the knees of Noah Cifuentes. And he draws the count even at 2-2. And Noah has worked it all the way back full after that one bounces into the turf and in and out of the glove of Dishman. Yadi Pagan tuning in from your chair in our booth at Bowie. Get out of my seat. Payoff pitch. Chopper foul towards the third base dugout. And Cifuentes will have at least a 7-pitch at bat. Looking forward to covering the Volunteers next week. We got one more game to finish here. And Noah Cifuentes draws the walk after falling behind 0-2. And I believe Coach Jonesy may have seen enough. He'll call the timeout. And Metzler may have had a very short leash. We'll see if he gives his coach the baseball as the entire infield comes in for a conference behind the pitcher's plate.
He is killing as much time as he can here.
Yeah, he is. He absolutely
trying
is.
to run the tournament clock out.
As much as allowed because we're at 10:36 right now. And we play till 11. Wants to do everything he can to cut it close and maybe finish this ball game here in this sixth inning. We'll see how successful that strategy is. Is this a call to the bullpen? It looks like it might be. Somebody is going to get a new glove, so there's some sort of substitution taking place. Looks like we will have a new pitcher warming up. We'll let you know who it is after this pipe and peak pitching change break on the ZAP Network.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy thing. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
PDA Advocacy Group would like to remind you that autism is a wide spectrum of neurological differences and it's on the rise, now affecting 1 in 36 Americans and more cases found in males. Those with autism have trouble with social interactions, communication, and can engage in repetitive or self-harming behaviors. While the causes of autism are still being researched, we can begin to learn more by visiting nationalautismassociation.org.
Pitching change presented by Pipe and Peak, serving the Arlington area for over a decade. You can arrange a free quote by calling 817-807-7069. Pops, we saw him warming up in the bullpen, and number 10, Cole Dowell, does indeed take over on the mound for the Wildcats. We'll keep you apprised of the rest of the changes as we're able to keep up with them. But this is Jacob Frias with one on and nobody out. And he'll square up to try to bunt Cifuentes over. A strike is going to be called. Nobody's covering second. And Big Boy 26 is going to saunter his way over to second on the wild pitch.
14 at second. There are wholesale changes in the infield. Like a big shift. Mayer has moved from first to second. Grove has moved from second to short.
Goodness.
Still need to figure out who the first baseman is.
Pitch out.
16.
Okay, that's Metzler. So Metzler moves from pitcher. You said Mayer to second?
Metzler at first. Mayer at second. Grove at short. Guerra over to third.
Bunt goes foul, and that's 2 strikes. Guerra to third, you said?
Correct.
So everybody moved one position over. Is Grove at short?
Grove is at short.
Grove is at short.
Yep, everybody shifted one position to the left, and Metzler took over the mound. I mean, first.
From the mound.
From the mound, and Dowell came over from third. So it was just a big
Everybody move one spot.
counterclockwise turn.
Everybody move one spot over, including third baseman. Third baseman slid middle. Pitcher slid right. Everybody else slid left. 2-2 to Frias with a man on second base. And he'll keep the at-bat alive as he fouls that one straight back. Reached on an E4 and then made it to second base on that E4 throwing error. Hoping to find a way to tie this thing up as we hit 10:40. Another tapper foul, a good quality at-bat for Jacob Frias.
Got a base hit in his last at-bat in the game last evening against San Antonio Stevens. Another base knock here would be a advantageous action here for the Colts.
I know you were about to say it would score a run, but it's kind of
I changed my mind.
Kind of 50-50 with Cifuentes being the runner at second. Yes.
I had to change my adjectives there.
Dishman tried to frame it, but it's too far outside, and Frias works the count full to 3-2. Dowell's payoff pitch. Called strike 3 on the outside corner.
No.
And the backwards K puts one away. Unreal.
That was so far outside.
That was the same ball call from the prior pitch.
Hey.
Tayara got a single in his first at-bat, grounded on a hot shot to the hot corner. There's a new person occupying that hot corner now. He looks at strike one here with one out. Up the middle, Tayara connects for the base hit, and they're going to wave Cifuentes around. The throw has to be perfect, and it is. A valiant effort by Cifuentes, but Dishman able to cover the plate. And that's what Coach Womack is talking about, is there might have been an obstruction. Cifuentes did not have a clean opportunity to slide there, and he came up stumbling. And that's the motion that he's talking about, is Cifuentes did not have a good opportunity to slide. Tayara with the single up the middle. And pinch hitting is going to be Danny Bustamante. Four for three. Coming in for Hercules. First pitch is low for Busta as he holds up Tayara after the dig by Dishman. That one's a called strike. Even though it gets away from Dishman, Tayara will advance on the wild pitch. I don't understand how a wild pitch is a strike, but okay. If the catcher couldn't even catch it, how is it in the strike zone?
It was high and it was outside.
It was high and away.
You don't know how hard it is for me not to scream that right now at the umpire.
Still call a strike on that.
Because I have to show some modicum of decorum as a broadcaster.
It's hard for us to maintain our neutrality when it seems pretty obvious that the officials are not. Busta lifts that one to left field. Can the wind carry it? It's headed to the warning track, and it's hauled in by King. Comes up about 7 feet short, but a great swing from Bustamante. Cifuentes about 5 feet away from tying this thing back up again, but cannot. And Arlington trails as we head to the bottom of the 6th. It looks like we're going to play the full 7 here today as we go to the bottom of the frame here at Wildcat Ballpark. Back in a moment here on ZAP after this.
I don't know.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to hear Zach talk about things beyond the realm of sport, catch him with me, Ben Hart, on the Intergalactic Peace Coalition podcast. For nearly a decade, we've been geeking out on IPC about our favorite nerdy things. We have a back catalog of over 350 episodes diving into sci-fi and fantasy stories like no one else. Find the Intergalactic Peace Coalition at ipcpodcast.podbean.com or download via your favorite podcast app.
A little bit of gamesmanship here from the Wildcats as they take their dear sweet time to head into the batter's box. As we hit 10:46 a.m., Arlington wants to try to get 3 quick outs if they can to try to have an opportunity to play for a 7th inning. Every opportunity that the Wildcats get, they're going to step out of the batter's box. They're going to readjust their batting gloves. They're going to do everything they can to make the time limit elapse here in the bottom of the 6th and eke out a victory off of the passed ball. Leading things off here, I believe this is Colt King.
Yep, yes.
And he takes a look at a ball. Every pitch he's going to be stepping out of the batter's box. Strike is issued there on the corner. As soon as he steps into the box, Luna is permitted to go, and that is exactly what he does. And he fires in another strike to work the count full. It's now 3-2 to King. And that's ball 4 as King draws the leadoff walk.
And a little conference here in between the batter coming up.
Of course, why not? This is
Save a few more seconds.
Del
off the clock.
Pino getting ready to dig in. Arlington most likely won't be paying as much attention to the runner at first with those checkdowns because they want to get stuff done at the plate. And this is ball 1 to Del Pino. They will check onto first. Trying to see if they can pick off the runner, I suppose, but that takes time off the clock. Del Pino 0 for 2 on the morning and rips that one foul to bring the count to 1-1.
Hits his coach down there in the third base box.
Luna comes home, and it's a little bit low. That's ball 2, 2-1 now. Dead ball, it hit him. It bounced in the turf, but then came back up and got him on the ankle. And now the coaches are conferring as we hit 10:50. Colts would like an opportunity to get one more sequence of at-bats, but they need to get 3 outs and get back to the batter's box as strike 1 is issued to the new first baseman, Patrick Metzler. The 0-1 from Luna. Check swing too low, that's 1-1. Luna turns and fires. That's a base hit to right field. That may do it. Kernal is going to throw a dart to home, and that'll load the bases for the Wildcats. I thought if one more run scored, that might do it. Metzler will get a single to right. And it stays 3-2, nobody out. 10:51 on the clock with a 9 a.m. start. The entire infield on the lip of the infield turf. And that'll be a strike issued. Bustamante playing shortstop for Arlington now as Frias moves over to second base. Should still be Tayara at third and Cifuentes at first. Sharply hit, and that's a base hit, and that's a run scored. 1 run is home. 2 runs are home. The throw to third is not in time. And the Wildcats make it 5-2 on the base knock up the middle by Tristan Gore. We continue to play on. As Dominic Guerra flew out to second base his last time up. He'll fly this into foul territory. Cifuentes giving chase, and he'll make the grab for out number 1. An FO3 at Guerra's expense. That's the first out of the bottom of the 6th. Coming up on 10:53 for Braylon Dishman.
Braylon Dishman got a double in his last at bat.
Nearly a home run. Caromed about a foot off the wall. He'll put this one in play. Frias will go home with it, and Murph will apply the tag of Metzler.
4-2 put out there. Don't see that every day. Second base, Frias throwing home to Murphy. Now we're going to waste more time talking to the umpires.
No, you know what he's doing.
What.
No, he's appealing for an obstruction, or claiming that
he had the ball. No,
Murphy
he wasn't
dropped
obstructing because he had the ball in his hand before the runner ever got there. If they call this, I'm going to go nuts.
They're going to say out. That is out number 2.
He knew that. It took time.
Mm-hmm.
Murphy had the ball and was sitting there waiting for him a good 2 steps before he ever got there. That's not the definition of obstruction.
It's a delay tactic.
Yeah, it was a delay tactic.
But it was granted.
Sure, he had to ask. I don't know. He didn't have to
take us to 10:54. The runner is out. Runners are on the corners with two away for Landon Mayer. If we can get this out in the next minute or two, Arlington has a claim to be able to play the top half of the 7th. First pitch is a strike here to Mayer, and it's 0-1 with 2 away. Gore, the runner at third, creeping his way up the baseline. Murph pops it in and out of his glove, but keeps it nearby. It's ball 1, and Gore returns to the base. Next pitch from Luna. Fouled off, and that's strike 2. Arlington is a strike away from being able to play the 7th. It's going to be a bit harder now, trailing 5-2 rather than 3-2. But they may be granted an opportunity.
14 taking a long time at the
And
plate.
now a time's
Now
gonna
we're
get
going to talk
called.
to our coach. Consulting his coach's call signals. Slides.
Play is signaled. Luna's 1-2 home. Fouled off. Runner was going. Murphy was ready to throw. And we'll keep it right here for Mayer. Honestly, it's such a bang-bang situation now at 10:56.
Extra time at the plate.
Double checking, even though you probably were told to memorize the signals. And they're just calling it.
Coach is out to ask about it.
That is a very
That's
anticlimactic.
5 minutes early.
It's a very anticlimactic finish to this ball game, as the field umpire was monitoring things and says no more baseball will be played.
We did not start
today.
4 minutes early.
No, we did not. I guarantee you we did not, because we had to make sure that we were ready for our broadcast at exactly 9 a.m. The game started after 9. I promise you that. But regardless, it's an unfortunate end to the tournament coverage as Arlington runs out of time, much like they did against Corpus Christi Ray, as they falter here in the final game by a score of 5-2. Post-game shows presented by John Wade Roofing. They've been serving the Arlington area for over 40 years. And the next time you have roofing needs or gutters, painting, solar, or more, call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. Pops, that's going to do it for us here in Corpus Christi. What have your thoughts been on this tournament as a whole, and what have your thoughts been on Arlington's performance this week?
Well, one of the things that you look for in a tournament like this is lots of playing time. You get 2 games on the first day, 2 games on the next day.
And
one game to wrap it up here
and a
today.
guaranteed game. If we had been in the semifinals, maybe 2 games.
But we saw some new pitchers. We saw some good defense, more reps on the defensive side. Saw some shining stars in Axel Alvarado, both defensively and offensively. Saw Steele come in and give some good innings of work yesterday. Saw some good innings from Cody Cleveland today. So we're looking at the depth chart. I mean, we couldn't bring any of our big pitchers back today at the end of this tournament, and so we had to bring in some of the guys that are going to be in the on the bench and coming off the bench to help out this season, and they got some good reps today in Luna and Cleveland. So lots of good things today, or the whole weekend, that will help prepare and sharpen that steel for the district run.
Arlington has the Drew Medford Memorial next week, and that'll be on ZAP. A lot of those games will be played at the campus of the Birdville Hawks, and we'll bring you that coverage with Jot Holly and Cameron Wilcox on the call for most of those. I believe there's a Saturday game against Nolan Catholic that we're still making arrangements for, Pops, but if you're free, maybe we get some Saturday Colt baseball action, you and I as well. A final note, another huge thank you to everybody that helped make this tournament possible. It was a family trip, it was a family venture, and it was a lot of fun to share a hotel, to make these memories, to share these meals, to explore different ballparks and meet new coaches and teams and administrators that we haven't met before. All of it was just a great experience. And as you mentioned during the game, to be able to have this much help, to be able to set up and take down and make all of this work right, it takes a village. And the Arnold Village showed up big time here this week, and I'm so incredibly grateful, and just want to say thanks again to you, Pops, to Mom, to my wife, Edna. Trying to do all of this solo would have been impossible. Trying to do this, just the two of us, would have been extremely difficult, near
A
impossible.
little daunting.
But with the 4 of us, we made it happen, and I'm truly grateful.
Yep. It was a good weekend. And now we're going to pack things up and head out to the island, do a little island time before we head home.
We don't get much of a coast up in the DFW area, so we try to take advantage when we're able. Thank you so much for tuning in to this coverage of the CCCA BSN tournament. And thank you to all of our partners that helped make it possible. And a big thank you to our specific tournament sponsors who helped also make this happen. Our tourney donors include Roberto Robledo and Romy Pools, Jake and Sharon Damon, Annie Madden, Armando de Ercol, Elijah Slade, Taylor Steele, Clark Hercules, Eric Buchel, and Kirsten Eigenaga. If you appreciated our coverage out here in Corpus Christi, please consider sending a Venmo tip to the username @ZachTheVoice or scanning the QR code on your screen. We'll be back next week for one more week of tourney coverage, and then it's district here on the ZAP network. But for everybody that helped make this weekend possible on Zach Arnold Productions, I am Zach Arnold saying so long from the Corpus Christi area. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you